Good morning, students. Today we are discussed about the topic placenta. At the time of pregnancy or at the time of gestation, there is a temporary organ is formed between the two individuals. That is the temporary organ which is formed by two individuals or by the tissues of two individuals. It is the structural and functional organ which is known as the placenta, and it is formed between the fetus and uterine wall of the mother. It is formed between the fetus and uterine wall of the mother, and it is the connection between the fetus and the mother. It is the temporary organ, but it is very structural and functional organ which connect the fetus as well as the mother. The placenta are facilitate the oxygen and nutrient to the fetus as well as the excretory product, and the carbon dioxide from the fetus is again moved towards the placenta and it is excreted by the mother. Indirectly it is excreted by the mother, but it is carried out through the placenta. Again, the placenta is contributed by two individuals, that is the mother and the fetus. So the placenta which is contributed by the fetus is known as the fetal placenta. It is known as the fetal placenta. And the fetal placenta is known as, it is chorionic villi. The placenta which is contributed by the fetus is known as the fetal placenta, and it is the chorionic villi. And another which is shared by the uterine wall, it is known as the maternal placenta. The placenta which is shared by the mother is known as maternal placenta, and it is the wall of uterus. It is the wall of uterus. Here it is the wall of uterus, that is the maternal placenta, and which is contributed by fetus. It is known as the fetal placenta, which is chorionic villi. Again, the hormones means the placenta it produce or it secrete the hormones like progesterone, estrogen, HCG during the pregnancy, and at the first trimester the progesterone hormone is secreted by the placenta and it maintain the pregnancy. That is the again means it is known as the endocrine gland. The placenta is shown as the endocrine gland which is secrete the hormones like HCG, progesterone, estrogen, relaxin, and it maintain the pregnancy. Again, the functions of that placenta is what? The function is carried out by the placenta. First one is the nutrition. The fetus, the maternal placenta or this placenta is provide the nutrition. It provides the nutrition through the placenta to developing fetus. Means from the nutrient from the maternal blood is nutrient that give to the fetus. Second one is the respiration. Through the placenta the fetus can respire. Means through the placenta oxygen is moved towards the fetus, means oxygen rich blood is passes to the fetus and carbon dioxide rich blood is returned through the placenta to the maternal blood or the uterine wall. Third one is the excretion. Excretion means the waste product of the fetus is carried out through the placenta and it mixed with the maternal blood, and then it directly through out from the mother by the process of the excretion. it is again, the placenta is storage. As a storage means the glycogen, protein is stored, means the nutrition, these are the protein, glycogen, fats which are stored in the placenta and which give provide to the fetus. As well as it is as a barrier. It is as a barrier means it is as good barrier. The placenta is allow only the necessary nutrients and necessary material to the fetus from the maternal blood. Only it allow the necessary material which is present in the mother, and that is takes place, or that is we can say that is that provide by the process of as a barrier and to the fetus. Okay, as a barrier to the fetus through the placenta. And last one is it is tissue of the endocrine glands, means the function of the placenta is last is the endocrine function, because the placenta is secrete the progesterone hormone, the HCG, human chorionic gonadotropic hormone, as well as estrogen, as well as relaxin. So the function of placenta is acts as the endocrine tissue because it secretes all the pregnancy hormone which is necessary for the pregnancy or for the gestation. Now we are moving to the next topic, parturition. After the pregnancy, after the complete pregnancy means after the 3 complete trimester, there is the process of parturition, because human is a viviparous animal. Human is viviparous animals means they give directly birth. They give directly birth to their young ones. That is the viviparity, means the ability of direct giving to the birth. And after the pregnancy means after the complete pregnancy, when the baby is complete mature and is ready for the parturition, the process of the parturition is carried out, and it is what? Giving birth to the newborn baby, or we can say that it is the giving birth to a baby, which is known as the which process? Parturition. Means the giving birth of the baby. The physically activities which carried out, these are the contraction in abdomen, contraction in uterine wall, as well as passage for a baby, the dilation of cervix and the dilation of vagina. These all collectively known as the labor. This all process is collectively known as the labor. And this labor is carried out by the agami, or by the sensation of discomfort, which is known as the labor pain, and the labor pain is caused because of the contraction of the blood vessel. Because of the contraction of the blood vessel, and this sensation of the discomfort is carried out in the means by the mother or in mother. Again, the parturition is the parturition process is start because the fully development fetus is give signal. The fully development fetus and the uterine contraction which give signals to the contraction, and it is caused by the hormone ACTH, because in the rise in ACTH is the adrenocorticotropic hormone. ACTH and corticosteroid. The ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, which is secreted by the pituitary gland, as well as the corticosteroid, which is secreted by the adrenal gland. Both hormones are released, and due to this, the releasing of both hormone, the fetus gives signal, and the wall of the uterus, or we can say that the myometrium wall, give contraction, and the fetus gives signal, and the process of the parturition is start. The wall of the uterus, which is the myometrium wall, means the middle thick wall of the uterine, where the contraction is start and the labor is start, during the parturition. Again, the oxytocin and the mother's pituitary gland, which act as a uterine muscle of the mother, and the vigorous uterine contraction is the start, and this leads to the expulsion of baby towards the cervix from the uterus. So it involves the 3 steps. The parturition involves the 3 steps. First one is the dilation stage, second one is the expulsion stage, and third one is the placental stage. Okay, so placental stage is known as the afterbirth also. So first stage of the parturition is known as the dilation stage, and the dilation of cervix as well as dilation of vagina is carried out at the starting stage of the parturition, and the dilation stage is carried by, means the duration of that stage is few hours, means 2 to 4 or 6 hours, and in which the contraction of the uterus or the contraction of the myometrium wall is start, and the fetus gives signal for the contraction, and it is pushed towards the cervix. And in the first stage, the dilation of the cervix is carried out, as well as the vaginal dilation also carried out, and the babies and the fully mature babies move towards the cervix, and the process is carried out few hours. After the moving of the baby is try to pushing towards the cervix, and it is in forward position. It is in the forward position, means head towards the cervix. That is the first one stage, which is known as the dilation stage. And here the effaced cervix means the dilated cervix as well as the vagina. The dilation stage is followed to the second stage, that is known as the expulsion stage. Expulsion stage means the fetus is expelled out. The fetus is expelled out from the uterus. From the uterus through the cervix and through the vagina, the head of the fetus comes out, and the remaining umbilical cord is attached to the uterus or to the wall of the uterus. But in the expulsion stage, the fetus is completely expelled out, means it comes out from the uterus and through the vagina and through the cervix, means after the dilation of cervix, after the dilation of vagina, the head of the baby comes out through the vagina and it is expelled out. And after the expulsion stage, the umbilical cord is tied and cut out from the baby, and from the baby at the point of the navel, means at the baby's navel, the umbilical cord is tied and cut off. This phase is the expulsion phase, and this phase is carried out at the 20 to 60 minutes, means the expulsion of baby which comes out from the uterus is in the 20 to 60 minutes, means more than the 40 minutes is necessary for the expulsion of baby. Now the third, means after the birth, the third stage is the placental stage. Placental stage is known as the afterbirth. The duration of that placental stage is the 45 minutes, means in that duration or in the placental stage, what happens? The remaining part of the umbilical cord which is present inside the uterus, it is again comes out from the uterus by the stronger contraction of uterus or by the stronger contraction of the wall of the uterus. The remaining umbilical cord, or we can say that the placenta, comes out through the vagina, and it is cut and it is tied to cut, which known as the afterbirth. And here the complete the procedure of delivery of baby, means after the placenta cutting or after the umbilical cord, when it comes out from the uterus, Okay, after the delivery of baby, the remaining portion of umbilical cord and placenta comes out by the contraction, by the stronger contraction of the myometrium or the wall of the uterus, and then it is tied and cut off and is known as the process placental stage, or it is known as the after birth. After the parturition, the stage which is known as the production of milk is carried out. Followed by the parturition, the mammary gland of the mother is produce a milk which is known as the lactation, The lactation is what? The production of milk. The mammary gland of the mother or mammary glands of the female which producing milk, that is known as the process of the lactation. The lactation is after the pregnancy, the process of lactation is carried out, and the prolactin hormone, because of the prolactin hormone which is responsible for the production of milk. The hormone is prolactin hormone which is responsible for the production of milk, and the production of milk is after the parturition or after the ending of pregnancy. The production of milk which give nutrient or which give nourishment to the newborn baby, and it help to the mother to feeding the baby. And again, after the parturition, the first milk is produced by the mammary gland which is yellowish in color and which is sticky in nature. That first milk which is yellowish color and sticky in nature is known as the colostrum. The colostrum contain the protein, less fats, again lactose and the mother's antibodies. The colostrum consists what? The proteins, lactose and the mother's antibody, that is the IgA. And this mother's antibody which help to the newborn baby to the immunity resistance or resistance power, which increase the resistance power of the newborn baby, because the newborn baby having low immunity, and that antibodies IgA mother antibody helps to the improving or increasing the resistance power of the newborn baby, as well as the colostrum contain what? The fat, lactose and the antibody which provide the nutrition as well as increase the resistance power of the newborn baby when its own immune system is not fully developed. That is the lactation, and the lactation is carried out the process after the followed by the parturition, means after the ending of pregnancy or after the parturition, the lactation process is carried out, which is known as the lactation. Here our placenta, parturition and the lactation process is completed. Thank you.